Thank you for tuning in to the Minnie Foxx Show today. Now, you know I have my categories of entertainment, business, beauty, nightlife, and sports. So from the sports world, I am so excited that it's not Don King, but I went over to the boxing world, and I wanted to pick someone that was amazingly wonderful in the industry. Someone that has a fight record that's unbelievable. Someone that has become a champion in his own right. Someone that has gotten endless awards. Someone that is an amazing father, amazing community leader. And he is here with me today. His name is Kevin Kelly. Ladies, Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It is a wonderful pleasure to see you. What is this? This wasn't planned because I already had on gray. He arrived at the studio. He has on gray, and my white is here with his white.
Yes, we match. We match very well.
We are matching, aren't we? And you brought a very special guest with you, Mr. Colin Gates.
Very nice.
Welcome to the show, and he has on his gray too. And I should have put on some red lipstick, and then we would all had it all going together, right?
Yeah.
So, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show. I wanted you to come on because I've known you for quite a few years, and you have always inspired and motivated young people as a father yourself. And you have how many children? Because I stopped counting after a while.
7 children.
7 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
7
That is amazing. And how many are boys and how many are girls?
I got 2 sons and 5 daughters.
Yes, 2 sons and 5 daughters. What is that like to raise 7 children?
Amazing. I did 2 sets. It was separate.
Uh-huh.
First set 4, second set 3. So it wasn't all at one shot. It wasn't that crazy, but it was a lot easier. But I still got the youngest is 5 and the oldest is 29.
Okay, so you took a little break in there.
Yeah, I need a rest.
Okay. All right, so there's something real special about you that it always makes me kind of tear up a little bit. So forgive me when I go here. Is not only that you're an amazing father, and that you have become an icon in the boxing world, but Kevin is actually a very down-to-earth person. You never had the, oh, don't bother me, don't say nothing to me, don't touch me kind of attitude. You've always been very pleasant. I've seen you in public with people, and one could walk up to you and go, oh, hi, and you would give an autograph to a young person, you would hug a single mom, and you were always inspirationally amazing to me. And I appreciate you for being that way, because it helps our young people to really go, dang, I don't have to have that attitude in the air. But you flip the script when you're in the ring. So let's talk about that. Tell us about the TKOs.
39 knockouts, 60 wins, 2 draws, 10 losses, and 5 belts, 2 world titles, 2 junior worlds, 1 state. Now the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame ring, New York City Hall of Fame, Rochester Hall of Fame, 3 more to go, and then I'm done.
And then he is done. Now, you see the portfolio he just went blah, 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 blah. Right. So I wanted it to come from him, so I didn't mess up anything that he said, because there's no way I could have said it like that. I think I would have had the same passion because I love you.
Thank you.
But, man, an amazing record. When you were about, let's say 12, what was your mindset at 12? Were you liking boxing then, or was it another sport?
I watched boxing with my father. I wasn't even involved yet. I didn't get involved till late, till I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And then I retired when I was 42, so I had a great career.
Okay. So what was it like being little Kevin Kelly with your little boxing gloves and you bobbing and weaving and carrying on? What was it like to do that, knowing your father had your support, but when you were in the gym, so did all the men that were your mentors?
Well, in the gym, when you're an amateur, you come with other people, so you don't know who's going to be good, who's not going to be good. And slowly but surely, like I said, you start peaking, and the trainer notices that you're advancing better than everybody else.
Okay.
And once I started doing that, by winning Golden Gloves and winning Junior Olympics and all kinds of stuff, then it was evident that I had something in me. And then he just honed that. My trainer, Phil Borgia, honed it, and the rest is all history.
Okay, so it's important to have a trainer, as you just mentioned. You said his name is Phil.
A teacher.
Okay, a trainer, a teacher, an educator to keep you motivated and strong.
No, to teach you what the boxing game is about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a psychology. It's a psychiatry. 90% psychological, 10% physical.
So if he was your teacher, who was your mentor?
My father.
Your father was your mentor. Okay. And who were some of the boxing greats that for you were inspirations with their stories that inspired you to keep moving?
I studied Sugar Ray Leonard, Macho Camacho, Saad Muhammad, Joe and Jeff Chandler, watched Ali, I watched everybody. And I got pretty much bits and pieces to put together to invent my own style.
Okay.
And it's all about inventing style. You know, styles win fights, not punches.
Okay, and then style, pretty, like Muhammad Ali, yeah. So do you have a little something that you say that's a part of your, when you get in the ring and you're hyping yourself up? Like Muhammad used to say certain things when he went in the ring to make his opponents mad.
I never said anything or did anything different. I don't want a superstition. My nickname's the Flushing Flash. It came from Ed Darian, the ring announcer. It's just my win factor.
Okay.
I'm going to win, and what I'm going to do to win. See, winning is one thing. Knowing what to do is another.
Okay. So say your stage name again, your boxing name.
The Flushing Flash, from Flushing, Queens, New York.
Flushing, Queens, New York. So when was the last time you went back to New York?
About 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
I broadcast Fights in the Garden.
Okay. And what is that like? Because many times people hear, let's get ready to rumble. Oh yeah, I went there. I always wanted to say that. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so tell us what it's like when you're hosting a boxing event and you're next to one of the greats.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, you want to stick out like, you want your own dominant. Okay, when I'm commentating fights, I want to have my own presence, felt, and show that I educate the world. And that's the biggest key, you want to educate the world.
Okay. So we all know that TKO is technical knockout.
Yes.
Yes. So when the two fighters are in the ring, yourself for instance, and you come in the middle, and the referee is standing in the middle, okay? And you guys are like looking at each other real mean, real mad, and real angry. Some do. Others just stand there and look to be intimidating. What is that moment like for you? Because you know this man is getting ready to swing at you. And you got to swing back in defense and make sure you win that fight that night. What is your mindset at that moment in time?
Oh, it's psychological. The whole thing's psychological. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. No matter what he does, I got to be in his head all day. And you're looking for little signs. If he looks away, little body gestures, you're looking at everything. You're studying him. You're analyzing him and trying to see a weakness. And once you find that weakness, if a guy looks away from me, he's avoiding me, okay, I know I got him. The whole thing is psychological, the whole thing.
Okay. So I have to ask you, with the Rocky series, and there was many of them,
Yeah.
and Sylvester Stallone did an amazing performance as Rocky. I had an opportunity to actually meet him outside the ring, but he was kind of like you. He was very approachable, very kind. You know, he stood, he talked to you. There was people coming up wanting his autographs. He wasn't irritated by anybody. And it was really a pleasure to have an opportunity to meet him and spend an entire evening. We were at a dinner. I didn't get a chance to really ask him a lot of things about Rocky, and I didn't because a lot of people were. I just kept it real, like he was just a person, and he responded to that very well. What did you think about the series of Rocky? If you could choose one, which one would it have been? The very first one, or Rocky 2 or Rocky 3?
The very first one.
The first one.
It showed a showcase. As a matter of fact, you know, on the show we talk with my man Colin right here about, okay, we exposed the public to things they didn't know about. That story is a true story.
Rocky.
Yes.
Okay.
It's from Chuck Wepner.
Okay.
Right? So that story was kind of true. Look behind it. It was actually told to Stallone. Stallone did a movie on it. So there was some legal speculation on that whole thing.
Okay.
I'm going to stay away from that one. But, you know, it really happened. It was Chuck Wepner's story. So what you saw, Ali did this.
Okay.
Ali said, I'm going to go find me an American favorite that America loves. And he fought him. And that was Chuck Wepner.
Oh.
So if you look at the Chuck Wepner-Ali fight,
Okay.
you're going to resemble the Rocky story.
Interesting. That's an interesting fact. How many of you out there knew that? Call in, write in, and tell us if you knew that, because I don't think you did, unless you are an amazing boxer.
All right.
It's your boy, the CEO from the Sucker Punch Show, and I got my boy Kevin Kelly, the Flushing Flash, and we here live on the Minnie Foxx Show. And listen, you can catch us on Instagram on the Sucker Punch 2018, and check us out, Sucker Punch Show.
Industry.
Yeah, you gotta know where certain stories come from.
You got to know where the stories come from. I did follow the Ali story when Will Smith portrayed Ali. How did you feel about that?
I think amazing. He was born to do the movie. Just like Jamie Foxx was born to do Ray Charles.
Yes.
You know, some guys are just born actors that do that part. He did a great job. Actually, he came to the gym. I met him a few times. He was watching our attitudes, where we train, you know, our temperaments in locker rooms. Charles Schubert's in the movie. James Toney's in the movie. He used real professional world champions. They had the sparring sessions. They have the fight scenes.
Right.
Okay, George Foreman guy was Charles Schubert. James Toney did Joe Frazier. So he was real fighters.
Okay. So you're here in Las Vegas, but I know from time to time you've gone to Los Angeles. Had you ever sparred with anyone at Broadway Gym?
No.
The famous Broadway Gym?
Heard about it.
Yeah.
I've been to Wild Card.
Okay.
I've been there. So other gyms in California, I never really trained at. I trained at a gym, I can't remember the name of it. It was in California, and I fought in California twice, I believe, in my whole career.
Okay.
Fantasy Springs, I fought there. Cedar Country Club, I fought there. You know, I like Cali. You know, I'm a world traveler. I've been everywhere in the world, and I fought some of the great arenas. Never the LA Forum or the StubHub. So I never did nothing that popular in California. I've done the Blue Horizon in Philly and the Garden in New York City.
Okay. Now the Broadway Gym was a community gym where they trained up young people. But out of that gym were two champions. One was Ken Norton. The other one was Dean Norvell Collier. I know both of them. Ken Norton I met in the grocery store. I met him at Macy's during Christmas. And he was shopping for his wife and his mother and daughter. And his hand, just his hand, when he did like this, was as big as my head. The man's hands were huge, right? Yeah. But it's interesting when one starts in the Special Olympics and they go into the Olympic side of the industry and they're boxing there. You know, that's kind of how Dee Collier got started. But both of them came out of that gym, which was pretty interesting. And I had an opportunity to meet the owner, and his heartstrings was just for the community to help the kids, you know. And I see that in your future. You're going to open a gym, you're going to make it amazing, and the kids are going to come and be able to have all the inspiration that you had as a young person. Are you going to do that?
Could possibly happen in the future. After the show, of course.
All right.
Any kind of show.
Okay. I want all of you sports fans out there to support Kevin Kelly with his gym. I don't know what he's going to call it just yet, but it's going to inspire and motivate and educate people all over the world, especially our young people. And boxing has a lot of discipline to it.
Yes. You have to pay attention. Yeah, I mean, I was told that if I don't get good grades, I couldn't train, I couldn't fight. And it's a part of what life is. You know, they weren't having academics, athletics go together.
Okay. Well, Mr. Collin, you've been quiet over there for quite some time. You really have. And I want you to tell us how you and Kevin are business partners and inspiring one another with this boxing industry to take it to a whole nother phase.
You know, me and Kevin have been friends for a while now. And he recently, like you said, got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I was along with him when he got inducted on that night. I met a lot of legendary people in the industry in boxing, and what I noticed was that boxing has a black eye, as so to speak, as far as comparison to UFC and different things in the same industry. And what we wanted to do was bring boxing back to where it was in its glory days, when everybody was loving boxing. When you had Tyson, you had all Hagler and Hearns and all these wonderful athletes that put their lives on the line, these gladiators. And we wanted to make sure that these people weren't forgotten. We wanted to make sure that the ones who are currently are doing it are respected and understood, you know. And so what we wanted to do was bring boxing to a whole nother level, and that's what we're doing with this show that we're coming with.
Okay. So they're going to have a show. That means they're going to have me on.
We're going to do Minnie Foxx.
Yes. Now, I don't want to walk around the ring with the sign. Although when I was really super skinny, like in my 20s, you know, an hourglass skinny kind of girl, I thought about that to walk around with the ring. Then I was like, I think I'd be better on the other side and bring what's going on to the people. Yeah?
Well,
That better
we have
for me?
something for you.
You do? I love
We
gifts.
do. We always have gifts for people.
Oh, what is this thing?
The Sucker Punch Show
Oh, hey.
with Kevin Kelly. And that's the show that we're coming up with.
This is your show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what we got for you. So you can be one of the first to have a shirt of the show. Merchandise is already available. Hats, shirts, watches, and amongst a whole bunch of other things.
Well, you know that I have to give my first plug then, right? Well, this is Minnie Foxx with the Sucker Punch Show. You're watching us here on the Minnie Foxx Talk Show, and we'll be right back after this message.